AZ Link, you have just crossed 300 subscribers on YouTube. What are you gonna do now? I'm going to Disneyland! Ah! Fuck! Oh. Alright, in all seriousness, I did intend to do that, but I only wanted to stop myself with my foot and not slam my toe into the leg of my desk. Alright, I guess that's what I get for not recording with my steel toes on. But anyway, yes, I am indeed going to Disneyland. My partner and I are planning a trip for mid-September, but that is not what this episode of Chat in the Hat is about. By the way, welcome! This is Chat in the Hat. If you haven't experienced one before, this is where I take an unscripted moment to talk with you, and you hopefully take an unscripted moment to hang out for a bit. This is the Chat in the Hat episode for July. It's August? Shit, I guess I'm not as current on this as I had hoped. Anyway, there will be one for August as well. Where the hell was I? For starters, let's look into where I'm at with my next major project for this channel. It is Kingdom Hearts Celebrities Part 2. I have it all recorded, basically. I have my audio done. I have a general idea of what I want to go where, and the editing process has begun. We are about 5 minutes into a 20-minute video, so it's chugging along. It's going nicely. Do you want a clip from it? Here you go.
You have a dark gift, Sarah Baker.
Ah, crap. Did Steve Martin just predict Kyrie's villain era? So there's that. But there's kind of a neat little anecdotal aside about that, wherein I had a Firefox extension that would allow me to download YouTube videos. Well, that stopped working. Like, entirely. It wouldn't let me download anything off of YouTube. So I got another Firefox extension that would allow me to download YouTube videos, and that one just plain didn't work. So I got another one, and that just plain didn't work. So I tried another one, and the same shit, over and over. And so I lost like a day or two trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to get footage for this. Until eventually I thought, hey, dumbass, what are you using right now? You have the ability to record your entire computer screen right here. You are using it. So, yeah, it took me about 2 days to figure out that I have OBS and I can just record things. And now that I have actually thought of that, I can actually get footage. Actually. Why the hell am I saying that so much? So, there's that. But yeah, I lost a day or two trying to figure that shit out. But it is coming right along now. I'm trying to keep up the same amount of basically like jokes per minute. And my partner, she seems to believe that I've succeeded in that aspect. So hopefully you enjoy it too. So yes, that's a little insight into the creative process and what I personally have to experience, and just kind of passing that experience off to you in case you want to try to do this stuff. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Just think of it as a hobby for a while, though. Don't go full bore into it thinking that, you know, everything is gonna fall right into place immediately, because it's not. If you want to do this as a job, think of this as like unpaid intern work for a while. And hell, it's still unpaid intern work for me, too, because I need about 160 more subs in order to start making anything at all. So, if you haven't, you want to help a brother out? But anyway, next up, what have I been up to? Honestly, Not really a hell of a lot. I've been uploading a lot more shorts lately, though. If you haven't seen those, I highly recommend them. Check them out because I have fun with it. And there's one that I just uploaded recently that apparently is a little more controversial than most of the things that I've uploaded, which is kind of interesting to me because I really wasn't expecting it to be. It was about Thor and how he went on a murderous rampage because someone misgendered him. And particularly on TikTok, there were some words, like nothing extreme, but yeah, someone clearly didn't get the point I was trying to make and really went off. And apparently I am pedantic, and ignorant, which, yeah, duh. Have you listened to me speak at all, ever? And apparently if this one upsets people, then my idea for Does the Kingdom Hearts series pass the Bechdel test episode is really gonna go over well. And now, let me get into a story. This is a story that I have told on Twitch a time or two, but I believe I will share it here so that it's just, there's a record of it, I guess. Because on Twitch, you know, if I don't, like, download the VOD immediately, I'm probably not going to. So I lose a lot of record keeping that way. I am the kind of person that likes to collect things. And one of the things that I enjoy collecting is sentences that no one else can say. Well, I don't know if no one else can say this, but it is a very small margin of people that can say this. This sentence is, I threw a bear at a cop. And I'm not talking like, I threw a Build-A-Bear at a police officer. I'm talking like a living bear. I threw one at a police officer. An officer of the law was on the other side of a literal bear that was heaved at them by me. Just, think about that for a second. Okay? Now, context. I am a man who enjoys camping. I am also a man from upstate New York. And so, for a while, I would take yearly camping trips up into the Adirondack Mountains where I would grab a bunch of supplies, grab a canoe, and I would cart all of this shit up there, and I would drive into the mountains for a few hours. I would load everything into a canoe, and then I would paddle for a couple hours. It wasn't only me, it was me and a few other people. But still, we would paddle for a few hours, and then we would settle. And we would camp there for about a week or so. And the Adirondack Mountains is bear country. So, yeah. It's something to look out for. Like, you need to tie your food bag up into a tree, particularly between two trees. And you called that the bear bag. And so, we went up there with my girlfriend at the time's Ford Taurus. But this Ford Taurus was not a normal Ford Taurus. This Ford Taurus was a monster. It was an undercover police car before she eventually got it. So that'll tell you a thing or two about this Ford Taurus. They messed with this to the nth degree, right? And then they civilianized it. So, we went up there. We loaded everything up. We stayed the week. We had a really good, relaxing time, and it was awesome. And then it was time to come back down the mountain. So, we load everything up, and we're chugging along, right? And then there was there was a lull, you know? There was a lull in the conversation. And all of a sudden, I see this black shadow out of the corner of my eye, and there's another car coming toward us the opposite direction. And I'm curious about it. So I look over just in time to see a black bear running into the street where we hit it. And we were going downhill with a canoe and all of our camping equipment. So we hit it pretty decently hard. So we hit it and jettison it over the middle of the street into the other lane, where it is hit again by a vehicle coming the opposite direction, where eventually it spins and stops. And so we pull over because we don't know what to do. We just hit a bear. I mean, sure, we've hit small game and maybe a deer before in our time, but a bear? What do we even do? So we stop, and then the other vehicle also stops. And so I get out of it. I get out of the car because I don't know what the hell to do. And we go over and see what's going on. Like, I can't believe that just happened. And the other person gets out of their vehicle too. Now, when I say person, I mean this is probably a bear in human form as well, because I'm talking 6'4", maybe 250 pounds, bald, aviator sunglasses. This guy, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the bear, and I look up at him and I go, oh my God. We just threw a bear at this guy. And he looks like the kind of person that could just, like a chicken, snap our necks and leave us here in the woods. No one's gonna find us for months. So I call over to him and I go, hey bud, you okay? And he just looks at me. And then he goes around to the front of his car and starts checking out his undercarriage. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is how I die. This is what happens. I always expected like to be crushed by steel girders coming down out of the rafters or something. Now, no, it's him. He's the one that's gonna kill me. That's what's going on here. And so he eventually starts walking toward me. And he says, hey, is everybody okay? Oh my God. Yeah, we're good. We're good. You? How's your car? He goes, it looks okay. How's yours? And so I hadn't even thought to look. So I go over to the front of it, and this angry little Ford Taurus is absolutely fine. The front license plate bent in a little bit. That was about it. We lobbed a bear across the center line of a street, and the front license plate is slightly bent. So yeah, we start talking to this guy because we don't know if we should leave or not, or if this needs to be reported to park rangers or what. So we start talking to him, and as we're talking to him, other cars pass and see what goes on, and a few other people stop and look at it. One of them being a journalist. Great! So we're talking to them too, and as the bear's body starts to shut down, the muscles in its body start twitching a little bit. And as this is happening, one of the other amassed crowd, there's like 5 or 6 of us here now, one of the other guys looks at it and says, oh man, it's still kicking. Oh, I wish I had my gun, I'd shoot it. What about anybody else? Does anybody else have a gun? And the dude who hit it after us says, yeah, I've got a gun, I'm a cop. And I go, oh my God, we just threw a bear at a cop? What the hell? How does something like that even happen? And eventually, after we were all just sitting around, a park ranger vehicle starts going by and stops, looks at that, looks at us, and goes, huh, so who tagged it? And they say, well, given the size of this one, it's an adolescent, so it's either just left its mother or it's just about to leave its mother. Either way, Mama Bear is still around. Yep, okay, we're gone. We out. Later. So, we all disperse, like, immediately. And we all go about our ways. And yeah, that was a thing that happened. On the way home, though, I did see a dead chipmunk laying in the street, and I looked at it and I went, oh man, someone hit a chipmunk. Oh, that poor little bastard, what the hell? And then I heard something getting hit, and then I looked around and found out that it was me, because here's my girlfriend now just fucking backhanding me. I deserved it, though. I admit that. I did deserve that. So, yeah, that is a sentence that very, very few people can say. If only one. I may be the only one who can actually say that sentence and be truthful about it. As well as for a few months I was able to truthfully say that I was God. But that's a story for a later time. So, with all of that, thank you for listening, for one. And the Celebrities Part 2 episode is coming. It's coming right along. It's looking very nice, and I'm enjoying working on it. So far, I'm not burnt out. I'm going to keep up with shorts just to feed the machine, as it were. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. For more of what I get up to, do the whole YouTube thing, and I will see you guys very soon. Later.